Hey man, I'm going to kick over a quick lesson to you. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. I tend to get lengthy. Number one is warm-up. Here's a great little warm-up pattern that I feel is just great because warming up, you're doing a few things, and you can utilize the time in a few ways. It's not just warming up and getting your hand moving, or we would just sit there and just bore ourselves to death. And just move your hands. You can use it for a few things though. While you're warming up, I feel it's always important to click to a metronome. Start slow. Focus on how clean your notes are played. With warming up, all these things, if you do it, you know, a little bit every day or as many times a week as you can, you start to break old habits. I had a bad habit playing sloppy ass notes. Like, the reason guys are really good on YouTube and stuff is because they've had someone there saying, play this clean, and they've practiced it to a metronome for hours. I never did that. I had hours and hours of partying and playing notes like crap. So, you know, here, I'm going to do this and try to play it really clean and slow to the metronome. Now you don't have to move it up. I tend to move it up a half step and then just keep moving it all the way up and start over again. You know, obviously start slow. You can get going quite a bit faster. And you know, use this as an opportunity. Sometimes if I need to work on picking efficiency, because you know, some guys might step up and play, you know. I used to play really big, you know, you don't think about it because you're hitting all the notes, whatever. But how fast are you ever going to play with your hand like that? You watch the top guys, man, they're, you know. Anyway, that sounded like ass. Okay, that's number one, warm-ups. Find something like that, make a shape that's yours, you know, that's comfortable. If that's a little too difficult, skipping between two strings, just literally. Or do you want... and then switch it. Your warm-ups don't have to totally make sense, but if you're learning something, I like to incorporate that in there, or learn something new. I started learning different major scale patterns that go up and down the neck. See? Anyway, warm-ups, they're important. Number two, let's go into A minor pentatonic. It's kind of an A minor blues scale. You've seen this a million times. It was shoved down our throat when we were kids. It's got that minor feel. What makes a minor, we're not going to get too much theory, but it's your third. So that's a minor third. If I put a major third, all of a sudden it's a major chord. So that's why you'll hear in blues, that's that third. Some of the coolest blues licks kind of go from major to minor real fast, just like, look out. Anyway, so learn that very simple pattern, you know, so. So now I'm going to do that same pattern, but I'm going to move it down. Instead of starting here, that's a root, the A. Those are your roots through there. So. Do you hear the difference? Major and minor. It's the same shape really, but just because where we're moving that shape down, you can get that major or minor feel. So. Anyway, I think it's one of the most important things is just know, hey, I'm in the key, let's jam out. What key? Key of A. So. It's just one shape. That's all I learned right there. And you can apply it in so many ways. We're not going to do this yet, but check this out. So there's my A. Once you know it here, and you know start it here, it's almost the same thing. I'm just starting up a string, so I do have a little shift, but it's almost the same thing. Oh god, that's horrible. Okay, so I know that one, I know this one. What if I know the one to the left and to the right? And to the left and right of this one. Guess what? I connected the whole fretboard in major and minor, and that's basically how I and a lot of guys get by. You start to learn different notes that you can throw in there for flavor, and those are the notes of the mode and things. The thing is, some guys learn by memorizing all the intervals and all the chord shapes, things like that. It makes sense to them, and they put in the work to get there. That's great. But for a lot of us, it's just so boring. It scares you away. I would have never learned guitar. I mean, I sat there through lessons just blank-eyed, just hating life. I had to learn how to play things that I liked. So there's a way for everybody to learn it all. But you know, for you, it's not going to make sense to like bury your head in books and theory for a million years and then come out and now you know everything. Do you know how to play well? No, you weren't developing techniques along the way. So when I have fun, develop techniques, develop knowledge in a way that's actually like fun, you can apply it, and you know, you're good to go. Anyway, so that's just, I think, one of the most important little tricks that you can learn is to study that shape, play around with it for major and minor, put on like an A backing track, and just memorize those shapes, man. Like, it's not that hard, just one shape. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Let me know if you have any questions.